I'm Stuart Thompson, editor of Digital TV Europe. I'm here with Tom Jahr, who is EVP Products and Partners at Conax. Tom, how important is multi-screen and a smooth multi-screen experience now becoming for pay TV operators? Because I guess they're facing a lot of competition from big international OTT providers more than ever.
Well, it's very different from region to region, but if you look at this region in Europe, mostly where you have a great access to broadband, I think it's a very significant impact. I mean, just looking at my own viewing habits, I almost stopped viewing linear TV, but then my cable operator offered me an app with all the linear services available and the catch-up, and my viewing habits changed back, and I thought, actually there's some real value in my cable operator's service providing. So I think that will happen globally, and we're seeing, it's absolutely necessary for a cable operator to offer catch-up and on-demand services. If not, they will end up just being, a pipe if they have a cable, or just getting ever-shrinking subscriber numbers if they're a satellite or a DTT operator.
And what are the big challenges to delivering content securely to all those multiple screens that pay TV operators now need to address?
There's a host of new challenges. Historically, it was great. You launched the set-top box. The set-top box would be stable for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Now in the unmanaged device world, where you have security on smartphones and tablets and PCs, these devices get updated, maybe several times a year. And you need maybe to change the whole mechanism. You need a new DRM client. You need to add new security levels. So you need engineers capable of changing the whole security mechanism of these devices. Or you need to get help from the professionals.
So what are the new threats that are emerging in terms of content revenue security, and what do operators need to do to combat these?
So there's a number of new significant threats. The first threat is obviously linked to question number one, the threat of the operator or the customer no longer subscribing to the service or taking a smaller package. But the more serious threat is as the set-top boxes get more advanced, connected to the internet, and even possible to download apps on these set-top boxes. You can download an app that has some malicious code and wants to shut down not only your set-top box but an entire set-top box population, or even do a ransom on your content or your PVR content, or even use all the set-top box population to shut down a bank. Scary scenario.
Now we hear a lot about different ways in which operators are seeking to source solutions to deliver their services and secure them. How much of a trend do you see towards end-to-end solutions, and also things like content security as a service?
We see more and more as a service offerings. I think there are some significant advantages, being typically scalability. So we saw in the early beginnings of OTT that as soon as you had a football match or something really popular, you would have too many subscribers and the service would shut down, and that was, yay, we had too many subscribers, awesome. But that's obviously not something you can live with in the future. So the fact that you can immediately scale when you need it and get enough license server capacity and enough streaming capacity, but not having to pay for that every day, that's an awesome advantage. Second advantage is obviously that your platform will always be up to date with the latest and the greatest software. Now on the disadvantage side, it's more challenging. Obviously it's less hardware to play with in the head end, which is always not so good for the engineers. And maybe there's some lock-in effects that not everyone's happy about. But I see mostly advantages here for the operator.
Now I know you're highlighting quite a number of different things at the show, including Conax Media Services. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what it addresses?
I'm happy to do that, and I think it's a very exciting move from Conax. We're looking at two factors in the industry. Content will always be created and content will always be consumed. Everything in between is kind of in flux. So we saw what direction do we want to take in this changing world, and we saw let's get closer to the content owners and let's make sure that we can add security to content before it actually gets to the pay TV operator. And then this is combining the technology in the Kudelski group. We have watermarking technologies, we have analytics technologies, and now through the media asset management, through the DTVE acquisition that we just made, we are able to put watermarking on the master content, and then make sure we can track the content through the whole value chain, and also chase down the pirates through finding the watermark at the later stage once it's distributed from the pirates. So taking that set of services and giving this to a pay TV operator enables them to solve some challenging problems, sourcing all the content, transcoding it to all the different devices with all the different profiles, and maybe also making sure that the quality of all the content they have is of the highest possible grade. And some operators also have exclusive content they want to maybe launch to iTunes or Amazon or some other service. And then there's some very strict requirements from these service providers to the quality and how you deliver this content. And this is where we can help.
Tom, thanks very much.
Thank you, Stuart.